My gosh, I feel so bad for Daniel. But poor guy. He put himself out there and she's not even getting a clue. Like, he stepped out there in front of everybody, in front of somebody of higher class than him. Two people. I mean, her, because he's proposing to her, but yes, also this other person that is trying to, get to her. Like, he put himself out there and he does exactly what I wanted. I wanted that from him. I'm like, dude, just step up there and say, hey, girl, wait for me. Please, can you wait for me? I want you to be my light, my goddess of light or whatever. He put himself out there and she's just like, oh, he's so nice to do that. He just did that in order to help me out. He's such a good man. Oh, my poor guy. Like, everybody else has got the hint. Like, they have in the castle, the guy's like looking forward to next year. Like, everybody's looking forward to this. Not her. She's not getting it. She's a little bit dense. She's a little bit dense. It's going to turn that, right? Like, at the end of this whole time, he's going to come forward and he's going to propose to her and he's going to be like, I got it. And she's going to go, oh, wait. Oh, you were serious? Oh, you were serious? Yeah, I was serious. It's good stuff, though. It's good stuff in the end. It's silly. It's still silly and it's funny, but still it hurts. It hurts, my poor guy. But yeah, episode 18 of season 4 of Bookworm, really good episode. I feel like things are finally kind of ramping up. Like, we had an entire episode that was consistently like throwing stuff at us that's like plot points, especially the stuff around Ferdinand, which I'm very curious to get into in a minute and discuss it. But it's been a good episode. I'm hoping they keep this. It seems like, with the sister showing up, it seems like things are going to be keeping going. But for now, it was a really good episode. But let's as usual, let's get into the episode like proper, going through scene by scene, give my thoughts on it. Opening up the episode with, yes, Sylvester returning. Having a little brief moment of talking about how, Wilfred did a good job. It took him a while, but he got used to the whole ceremony and everything like that, which is cool. Kind of showing that he's growing, at least for this role, because that's the assumption, right? Eventually, he's going to take over that role. But yes, coming forward to Sylvester being upset at Myne. A lot of my troubles over there was because of you. Yes, getting the fact that this person that she ended up sending the letter off to was, in fact, Sylvester's sister. Now, again, this was implied to be the letters that sounded very familiar, almost like love letters, which that in itself is kind of unsettling to assume. Like, that, I mean, I was technically talking about that with the mother, that it was Sylvester's mother that was sending the letters. And my thought process there was that it was a familiarity, not necessarily a love. But yeah, this is implying that there was like a very lovey-dovey relationship between Sylvester's sister and him. I mean, I could see it, again, but they were implying the idea like they were really close. He really liked her, and then at some point she got married off, and they still stayed in contact. So it could be like, yeah. Anyways... Very interesting. And that's technically makes sense again, because Sylvester right here is saying, hey, she's coming to see you. And if she finds out that you were involved with him getting caught, she's going to make your life a living hell. And he even alludes to the fact that it will cause like an incident between the nations or the groups, like the two groups. Like, it's going to be like a threat to the area. We're going to have some problems coming from this. So don't let this get out. No doubt it's going to get out. No doubt it's going to get out. But still, it's like, there's going to be a diplomatic incident because of this. That makes sense if, again, they were really close. Implied really close. But we'll see. We'll see it again. I'm hoping that's going to come up here soon. Seems like she's going to come visit. She wants to meet this person and thank them for informing her. I don't know. Her coming all the way here just to talk to the person that said what happened, that doesn't make any sense. I think that she's coming there because she sniffed something happen, and she's coming there to investigate under the premise that she's coming to talk to her. And it could be an element that she wants to talk to her about and potentially get information about what happened. She's probably going to come to Myne specifically and say, thank you so much for telling me that something happened. Now give me all the details. You obviously know something. Tell me all the details. Again, it's going to be, Myne's going to be dodging some bullets when that happens, and I'm curious how that's going to play out, but it's going to be, I don't think this is going to be a good thing, no matter how it plays out. It's not going to be a good thing, because again, he's implying the fact that, she's from this duchy that is higher than Ehrenfest. So again, this could be an actual incident here, which is honestly kind of dumb that these duchies will have some sort of feud over something like that. But again, pettiness is often what causes conflict, right? The pettiness of individuals that are in leadership often causes problems for everybody within the actual group. So, yeah, it makes sense in the end, right? It makes sense in the end. But yeah, That was a interesting little reveal there. That made you causing all these damn problems for me. But that aside, yes, the other thing that he brings up to Myne is the fact that he's planning on bringing Ferdinand back into the secular world. And again, my assumption here is the fact that he's always been a noble technically. It's just that, as we find out later on, in order to protect Ferdinand from his mother, who apparently believed that Ferdinand was going to kill the previous Archduke, and it seems like she even didn't lose that malice when Sylvester took over. Like, even though the Archduke passed away and then Sylvester comes into place, it seems like she still didn't like Ferdinand. And I would assume that a lot of that has to do with the fact she also probably believed that Ferdinand was going to kill Sylvester in order to probably take that position. But yeah, she apparently did not let up after that point, and so he basically kept Ferdinand, locked away in the cathedral. Which again, honestly, it sucks. It sucks, and it seems like that has been weighing upon Sylvester for a long time. Even when Myne talks to Ferdinand, she's even like, hey, if you want to stay there, let me know and I'll go to bat for you. Seems like Myne's really trying to be cautious about what Ferdinand's feelings are about the situation. And even at the end, when he's saying, like, what's advantageous or whatever, she's like, no, I want to know what his feelings are. I want to know what he thinks about the situation. What do you want to do, Ferdinand? There seems to be a lot in this little discussion between Myne and Ferdinand about her being frustrated that everything is calculative with Ferdinand. She obviously feels like this is a very personal situation here, that we're dealing with people's feelings and relationship with the family. That, yeah, there's going to be a little bit more than what strategically is important to you. What's going to benefit these other two individuals? No. What's going to benefit Sylvester? No. What is going to benefit me? No. What's going to benefit us as a group, as an entire duchy? No. Ferdinand, what do you want to do? He doesn't think that way. He legit doesn't think that way. I like how at the very end there, she finally just gives up and goes, that's obviously what's important to him. I think that's sort of a good way of seeing things. I think that it's not over, obviously. It's going to be continuously talked about here, but I think it is kind of important to acknowledge that in the end, Ferdinand just doesn't think that way. What is important to him and what he feels is technically what is strategically important to him. That's what's important to him. What will benefit the whole is what's important to him in the end, right? And that's sort of what I got the impression of Ferdinand throughout this entire series. Is he often just wants what's best for those around him, and especially the duchy. What's good for Ehrenfest is what's important to Ferdinand. If it benefits, he's happy. So again, I think that's what sort of, I'm assuming eventually Myne comes to a realization of, or it could just be that she gives up. But yeah, we did get to kind of see a brief shot of Ferdinand when he was younger, and it kind of alludes to sort of what we alluded to before with all the, points that they were eating together. He was always kind of isolated, and that proves right here is probably he was afraid of poison. And again, it implies that with him accepting food from Myne's cooks, is that he has that trust there that she wouldn't do anything or their cooks wouldn't do anything, not being around people like, yes, Veronica. Anyways, yes, the goal here from Sylvester is to do this at the star binding ceremony. It's going to reintroduce Ferdinand to the secular world. And then we cut over to said ceremony where Ferdinand walks in, all the girls are squeeing. And then a conversation comes up as to a potential partner for Ferdinand. Well, why don't you go out there and talk to the ladies? We got a partner out there for you. No, they're all too low of mana for me. None of it is be a waste of time to walk around out there. And then a suggestion comes up that Myne marries Ferdinand, that their mana will be compatible. Somebody finally said it. This is something that has been brewing, I think, probably for many viewers of this series ever since it began, was, is it ever going to have some point the two of them get together? I mean, the assumption is that that could be a route that it ends up taking, mainly because Ferdinand knows so much about Myne in her previous life. There's almost like a very personal connection between the two of them. Again, there was also the possibility of Lutz. But again, I kind of put Lutz aside just because it feels like he is a young character in this world, and it feels like they're kind of separating Myne from Lutz. She does still appreciate him, but it's always been kind of like a brother. Lutz has always felt like a brother figure for Myne, so I kind of started to discard that, especially with Thule and Lutz getting so close as well, or at least them spending a lot of time together, with Myne being separated. And yes, again, the fact that Myne shouldn't be able to, with the laws of this world and the structure of this world, ever be able to get with Lutz. He's a commoner. It just can't. It can't happen. So I kind of steered away from that, and yeah, I kind of had a thought process of it possibly being Ferdinand. He is significantly older than her, but again, over time and Myne getting older, it could be a thing. But somebody finally said it, though. Somebody in this world finally said it. That's the important thing. That's the difference here. And yeah, immediately two of them are like, nope. Ferdinand's like, you want me to deal with this this rascal for my entire life? Hell no. I'm tired of it. I want to discard her at some point. I want to get her married so that I never have to deal with her again. And Myne's like, yeah, I don't want to have to listen to his nagging all the time. I'm like, oh my gosh, you guys are in sync. You guys are in sync. You're making this way too easy. But I love it, like having Ferdinand saying, no, she's going to go to the academy. You're going to find somebody of proper level there, of mana level. Be on the lookout for it. Keep your personal like attitude and whatnot to yourself. Don't let anybody see that, and be on the lookout. And they're like, you can't make this decision, Ferdinand. Well, he's going to become my guardian. Yeah, I forgot to mention that part. They mentioned the fact that Ferdinand apparently is going to become her guardian. I can see it. I can see it. I just love that kickback, though. Like, well, I'm going to become a guardian, so I'm going to make decisions like this. It was good. But anyways, yeah, that's when we have Bridget show up with her outfit and woos everybody. Later on, we have a little discussion with Elvira that apparently after Myne got, kind of taken out of there, apparently at some point, her ex-fiancé showed up and suddenly wanted to get with her again, wanted to recover her name because she ditched him. Recover her name by proposing once again. I'm going to take you back, don't worry. Before, yes, somebody nudges Daniel forward and says, nope, there's plenty of people that are looking to get a damage of her name. Those that understand how great she is, and Daniel finally says something. Now, I'm kind of curious who that was that nudged Daniel forward. I need to go back and check who was standing with him, but somebody with Daniel, like, called it out, said, no, there's somebody looking to get her. As Daniel nudged him forward, gave him the push that he needed. Unfortunately, the shots were kind of purposely obscuring who the hell was talking, but I would assume it's probably one of Myne's brothers. It was probably one of them, but that aside, yes, very bold move by Daniel, stepping forward and saying, I don't mind. Girl, I'm not to your level, but I'm going to get there. I'm going to work there. Give me 1 year, and I'm going to get there, and I'm going to propose to you again. Please be my goddess of light. That was super good. Dude just stepped up. I was grinning from ear to ear. It was exactly what I wanted. Like back there when he got all like super blushing over her. I'm like, boy, you gotta do it. And yes, it kind of flagged that it was gonna be the case because they mentioned the fact that he could get to her level. I mean, yeah, that's a flag. He's doing it. But no, this brings up something very important that they talked about before. Honestly, I think it was Ryard. Ryard had brought this up at some point. Ryard had brought up the fact that, Myne, you're going to be going to this academy, and you're going to have people that are going to curry in your favor. You're going to go to the playroom with all these kids, and you're going to find that some of them are going to be currying favor to you because of your position. And again, a lot of that has to do with the idea that they were sort of giving the option that Myne could become the next Archduke. I think that was a lot of it too. They're going to have all these factions, and some people are going to be supporting you in that position. And yes, a lot of people are going to be currying favor with you in order to get that position, and that benefits from you getting that role. And so yes, right here she's saying, hey, with this Veronica faction coming down, you got to be careful. A lot of people are going to be swarming around you. All of them are going to now curry favor with you. And so as you go around, be careful. And they have an example for us in this episode when they do go to see the Ilgner family, this one region, in order to look at the wood there. This brother immediately is like being very kind of acceptant of her coming in. And immediately Ferdinand's like, Myne, be careful how you respond to this guy. Remember what we told you. People are going to be currying favor with you. This guy right now is currying favor with you. Gives a little glance over the guy. It implied that he was, telepathy, talking to Myne and telling her to be careful. And then the glance over at the guy kind of makes him shrink back. I think that glance was basically saying, I know what you're doing. And the guy starts shrinking back. And so, yeah, Myne's like speaking up. Nope, I don't mind it. I want him to curry favor with me because I want favor from him. This is a good thing. We're actually doing this on purpose. We're here for this paper. It implies the fact this region specifically is going to get like its own building here, its own facility here, for the sake of having them look into paper research. This place has so much wood. What can we do with the wood here to make paper? So it makes sense why she's trying to, again, do exactly what he's doing. Curry favor. This is a good thing. There's a mutual benefit here. We're going to benefit each other. Don't worry about that. That was the reason why she was excited about coming here. She was excited to come here because she wanted to use this place. So, again, it makes sense. I'll be curious when we do finally get some individuals that will be, again, currying favor with Myne that don't have, or at least a benefit for her, or, again, are going to be manipulating her. I'll be curious. I think it's probably going to be something that we're going to see probably more so when she gets to the academy. Now, we did, again, have individuals that were showing up that were claiming to be related to Myne that were trying to curry favor, and she pretty much quickly, like, denied him. Like, completely rejected him, walked away. I'm not sure. I forget exactly who that was. I'm assuming that eventually they will come up again. But for now, yeah, she completely ignored them. But yeah, it all wraps with the episode with the company sales event. Which, yes, at some point, some girl's asking for potential illustrations of Ferdinand. That's when they bring out the booklet. The illustrations for the new book that's coming up, The Knight's Tale, that is definitely not Ferdinand. Is definitely not Ferdinand. These great new illustrations for this new book that's coming out, that's definitely not Ferdinand. That was great. That was great. And yeah, additionally, Elvira mentioned the fact that she would love to sell actual illustrations of Ferdinand, which Myne has been forbidden to do. But technically not Elvira. Technically, other individuals have not been forbidden to sell these illustrations. It's just Myne has been forbidden. I'm sorry, that's not going to work out. There's no way that's going to work out. She's like, my older brother will handle it. That's not going to work out. Ferdinand's going to find out, and he's going to quickly go back to Myne. Myne, you know that's going to come back to you, and you can't just excuse it by saying, oh, but I'm not involved this time. They're going to have all these facilities being burned down by Ferdinand just to kind of get rid of all the evidence, and all the facilities that are doing it is dorky. Yeah, I love the aftercast where it has... She's geeking out about the illustration. She's like, oh, Ferdinand, he looks so great, so amazing. He's like, no, look at this part right here. It says all organizations and characters are entirely imaginative. They're not real. They're fictitious. But it looks definitely like Ferdinand. No, shut up. It's dorky. That was a dorky little bit there, but good stuff. I really enjoyed this episode. Again, a lot of really cool reveals around Ferdinand, him being brought back into the fold. Again, all the ramifications that come from that. I'm assuming a lot of potential things are going to come from that. Again, it seems like it's advantageous for Sylvester because he's going to have, Ferdinand be able to join them and, like Ferdinand says, potentially probably do administrative work. But there is like an element here where I think Sylvester's trying to undo the wrong that was done to him because he pushed Ferdinand to get in there to get him away from the mother. But I think in the end, it's probably going to be beneficial to Ferdinand just for the idea that he's finally able to... I think, again, there's a stigma around the church itself and being around the commoners. To be able to pull him back into the nobles and to that society is probably very beneficial to him, especially for him to have a wife eventually. Him to potentially ever have a wife, which could potentially be Myne. Which, let's be honest, could potentially be Myne. I have no doubts there. Anybody that's read the source material don't need to know, by the way. Leave it out in the comments. But yeah, a lot of really cool implications this episode sort of brought forth, and excited to see where it goes. But anyways, that's my thoughts on the episode. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, if you did, hit the like button down below. Until next time, you'll take care.